Hey, I'm Kirsty. Today we're going to be talking about creeping Charlie and poison ivy. We want to learn how to identify one as medicine and how to identify the other as poison. Do not touch it. This is creeping Charlie, or alehoof, or ground ivy, or whatever you happen to know it as. It has many names. Its Latin name is Glaucoma hederaceae, or something. Now, creeping Charlie does have a lot of names, and I want to know what you know it as. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. You can eat the young leaves raw or cooked. It has a mild mint flavor. It's not exactly minty, but it's like mint-esque. You can add it to salad for an aromatic tang, or put it in soups, stews, or omelets. Anything that you would use spinach for, you could use creeping Charlie for. Like many others in the mint family, it has a square stem, similar to mallow, but mallow has a round stem. It has creeping stems like henbit or dead nettle, and it will quickly overtake your lawn. It's toxic to horses, so watch out for that. It likes moist ground, shade. It doesn't like the heat. It'll disappear in the hottest parts of summer. You don't really want to eat the older leaves, they won't taste great, but you could still use them for medicine and tea. It is full of vitamin C and iron, and is antibacterial, antiviral, an expectorant, and antiseptic. It can help you relieve congestion and inflammation of your mucous membranes. A long time ago, it was used to treat lead poisoning, so that's pretty cool. It's being studied for treatment of cancers, so that's really awesome. And you can drink the tea for help with your digestion. You can make a poultice for wounds and stings. Also for sores and boils, it's very helpful for that. The name alehoof comes from it being an ale herb. Alehoof is one of the names that means ale herb. It was used for hops back in the day too. And that's all I have for creeping Charlie. This is poison ivy. We want to learn to identify this so we can know not to touch it. Its scientific name is Toxicodendron radicans. It is in the same family as poison oak. We've probably all heard the phrase, leaves of three, let it be. That's one of the big major identifications of poison ivy, is its three leaves. It usually has the middle leaf being the largest of the three. In spring, it's green with usually a red stem, and the leaves turn red and orange in the fall. It grows on a long and somewhat hairy stem. In spring, poison ivy produces a small pale green flower that eventually turns into small white berries in summer. Don't eat them, it's still poisonous. When you are knowingly exposed to poison ivy, it is best to wash immediately, even if it's just with cold water. It's not good to use hot water because it'll open your pores up and probably spread it even more. But the best thing to use is oilless soap. You can use Fell's naphtha, which a lot of people have used. It's a laundry detergent type of soap, but they also do sell poison ivy soap. The oil on poison ivy is called urushiol, and what it does is locks onto your skin cells and disrupts the chemical to the rest of your body, so that your body views it as a foreign material, and it's your body that attacks that and makes you blister and bleed and itch. Urushiol can be transferred. It's a hardy oil that can live or stay active for a while. It can flow off of a damaged leaf during the rain and get on the ground where you might kneel if you're foraging, or your pet might get it on their fur and bring it home to you. Humans, some primates, and guinea pigs are the only creatures on Earth who are affected in this way by poison ivy. It's highly nutritious to deer, rabbits who use the leaves as food. The birds love the berries. I think over 60 types of birds will eat the poison ivy berries. And bees love the flowers. So poison ivy isn't all negative. Also, Native Americans used the oil to their advantage. If they had warts on their skin, they would put some of the oil, some of the sap on there, and their body would attack the warts and get rid of it. So, pretty interesting. You also don't want to burn poison ivy. That oil can be carried in the smoke, and you don't want to be breathing that in. Nobody is immune to poison ivy. You might think you are because you've never had it. I've never had it. But what it is resistance. About 20% of people are resistant to poison ivy, but the more time you spend in it, the more likely that resistance is going to be wore down and you're going to rash up with poison ivy. It's good to have on you whenever you're out in the woods a little bit of that poison ivy soap, and hopefully you'll have some water with you for drinking that you could quickly wash it off with if you come in contact with it. Nobody wants to have poison ivy. It could be 2 weeks of itching and blistering, and I don't know if that's worth it. So that's all I have for poison ivy. I want to say a huge thank you to Single Dad Homestead for giving me this book. It has been a very interesting read about different things you can do with these plants, and I am super grateful. Thank you, Chris, and you guys should check out Single Dad Homesteading. His videos are awesome, informative, and entertaining. I love watching his videos. You guys should go check him out. Link in the description below. Hola. This is Creeping Charlie, or alehuff, or ground ivy, or whatever name you know it by. Glaucoma hederaceae. I'm gonna steal some of the chickens. Look at it, they're so cute though. You could be my chicken nugget. You don't really want to eat the older leaves, but they are good. Oh, just a fly. It's actually, should we wait for the airplane to pass? When you are knowingly exposed to poison ivy,